Hey friends, welcome to Monday Musings with Michele. Today we're talking about money and our relationship to it. One of the reasons I wanted to start it off today on this subject was because of an experience I had this weekend. I have signed up for Jay Bradley's Breathwork group class, which is done over Zoom once a month. And my first class was this past Saturday with him. And it just so happened that the subject matter was money. And Jay, if you're not familiar with his work, has been a guest on the show. And actually, I've invited to come back on just because I love the way he approaches teaching and empowering others around the benefits of doing this deep breathing and what it helps you release and get in touch with. But what I wasn't expecting was that we started the class off journaling just for a few minutes. And Jay is such a lovely and present teacher. It just creates a nice, safe space. Anyway, so he asked us to write a letter to money, a Dear Money letter in a journal, as if money was a person. And I thought it was a really fun way to connect to, how I was feeling about money. And, to have money be personified as an actual person versus just, this energetic thing that is in our lives. I consider money an energetic exchange, right? Even though we can hold money, the way that it comes in and out of our lives is definitely more of an energetic experience. So I sat down and wrote down Dear Money, and I allowed, the stream of consciousness, that's what it is, to flow. And I find that anytime you have an opportunity to do a prompt or a stream of consciousness writing session, the most incredible awareness will pop up because you're not writing a story, you're not thinking about it, it's not contrived, it's just literally flowing out of you. So what came out of my writing session without reading it out loud, basically the gist of it was that I realized I was in this really trustworthy, wonderful relationship with money that I always have been, that I knew how to bring it into my life, and that it was incredibly loyal and something I could count on. And that if money were in fact a person, money has been just the most loyal, trustworthy, amazing companion, and abundant companion, just very giving to me. And I know that this isn't going to resonate with everyone because I know that money is such a loaded topic, which is partially why I wanted to cover it today. And so what I realized was that in the last few years, as my husband and I have both become entrepreneurs, and anyone who's stepped into the world of entrepreneurship knows that you were outpouring oftentimes way more than any amount of money that's flowing back in. And you're basically, you're taking a risk and you're betting on yourself. And so there's definitely fear that can come in with that. I realized I am the one who has betrayed money, that I am the one who hasn't been loyal to money, and that I started leaning more into fear instead of allowing our natural relationship to just be there. It's like I cheated on money, right? With fear. I was like, okay, I'm going to lean into this sense of, I need to make money versus, I desire money and there's lots of opportunities. And actually, I have to give credit to one of my good friends who I was talking to about a month ago. And I was like, gosh, I really need to get a job. I need to make money. And she's like, Michele, I've known you my whole life. And you are somebody who's always very abundant and manifest easily. And you know how to bring great things into your life. And you keep using the word need instead of desire. And I was so grateful to her because I actually hadn't realized that I had been doing that, which made a lot of sense to me because, especially after having done this writing exercise, I'm realizing I am the one that changed the relationship I had with money. And so my invitation to all of you is, first and foremost, if you'd like to, write your own Dear Money letter. What Jay did, which I thought was really nice was he played some cool music. You were sort of in a relaxed space. We hadn't started doing any deep breathing work, but we did have an opportunity to, just sit there and journal. So you could set a timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever feels right to you, and just write stream of consciousness, see what comes up for you. Some people feel betrayed by money. Some people feel fearful. Some people feel like they've been on a roller coaster with it. Some of us, like me too, some of us have had a wonderful relationship, but life circumstances make you start changing the way you feel about and start creating new limiting beliefs around money. And some of those limiting beliefs for many of you have started in childhood based on the money story that you learned from your own parents or watching grandparents or whoever was influential in your life experiences around what money means and how to bring it in. And those of us in midlife, this may be a season in your life where you've had to pay for one or multiple kids going off to college. You may have aging parents you need to help or get settled. You or someone you love might be dealing with a health issue. You could have kids in private school. There's so many reasons where, especially in midlife, so many of these situations, they could all be happening at once. Or maybe you're like me and my husband too, where you're investing in being an entrepreneur. And so there's a lot of, outputting of money, needing to invest in yourself, but not having those returns come yet. And so, yes, today is a musing on money. So this is an invitation to look at your limiting beliefs. It's an invitation to see what your current relationship, if money were in fact a partner, what your current relationship with money is. Is it a healthy one? Is it a bitter one? Is it a contentious one? Is it a roller coaster? And getting the awareness around what those belief systems are, so you can release some of the fear, that you can start reprogramming those limiting beliefs with positive associations, where maybe, like for me, I had to apologize to money. I'm like, I'm sorry I abandoned you, right? And maybe you forgive money for abandoning you. Maybe money's abandoned you. Maybe money has eluded you your whole life and you're pissed about that. Maybe you're really angry about that. And that would be totally understandable. But the power always rests with us. We are the ones who are responsible for our lives, and there's so many things that we can't control, but having the awareness creates the pathway forward to creating opportunities, which I believe we live in a very abundant world, and allowing for good things to start coming our way. And so this is as much my journey right now, having awareness around my patterns that I was really unconscious about for the last 3 to 4 years, and wanting to get back into that flow state with money again. And I know from my own experience that is in fact possible. And so, get connected to what your belief systems are around it and what needs to be released and what needs to be invited in, and have some fun with it. I think writing to it was a fun and really eye-opening exercise that I'd love for you to try as well. Before we wrap up, I just want to say how self-love is connected to money, because that is the thread that is going to link all of these musings that I'm going to do this month together. When you are loving of yourself, you feel confident enough to ask for the raise you deserve, to raise your rates, to make time and space to explore if you are struggling with your relationship to money and want to heal some of those limiting beliefs that you have. And it means that you are investing in you because you love yourself enough to take the time to do so. If you want to check out the show notes for today's episode, head over to thegoodlifecoach.com. I will link the interview that I did with Jay Bradley, who is the breath coach. And you can also sign up for my newsletter and get a free copy of my book, Design a Life You Love. Thanks so much for being with me today. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward to reconnecting with you next Monday. Bye for now.